Hello, y'all. Welcome back. Thank you for watching my videos. If you watch my videos, I actually got a few videos that I'm going to go through today because actually some shocking videos, some videos that I feel like I need to talk about. But anyway, we got an Asian man that shoots a 6-year-old child for trespassing. Um, Let me just go ahead and play the clip of that because it's really shocking. So let me just play the clip first, and then I will get into what I want to talk about.
A little boy, he walks free, making bond on Tuesday. It has this family angry and confused.
And I'm trying to figure out how he got a bond that was so low for trying to kill my kids.
Arnold Daniel trying to figure out why Ryan Le-Nguyen is out of jail after allegedly shooting his son Kobe.
He tried to hit me with a sledgehammer, but that's not gonna work because I'm too fast.
So then what did he do?
Got a gun. Boom! Shot me right here.
It's all on video Saturday afternoon on Candlewood Lane. You'll see kids playing, hear a gunshot, then Kobe realizes he's hit. Le-Nguyen allegedly fired through his front window. The bullet went in Kobe's arm and out the other side.
Now, can you imagine that?
So low for trying to kill my kids.
Arnold Daniel trying to figure out why Ryan Le-Nguyen.
Gun. Boom! Shot me right here.
It's all on video Saturday afternoon on Candlewood Lane. You'll see kids playing, hear a gunshot, then Kobe realizes he's hit. Le-Nguyen allegedly fired through his front window. The bullet went in Kobe's arm and out the other side.
Now see, this is what is going on. Okay, so anyway, supposedly the Chinese man, the kids was trespassing in the yard, playing in the yard. Now, little kids, you should stay on your own yard. But as growing up, I did it too. You'll run through the neighbor's yard, whatever, playing, tag, hide and seek, whatever, whatever. You know how kids run around, play, burn off energy or whatever. But anyway, so the man comes out of the house and I guess first tries to chase the little boy with some type of knife, machete, one of those, long type of knives. And then, of course, you know how silly kids are. You can't get me with that. I'm too fast for that. And so then the Asian man goes in the house, gets a gun, and then shoots the little boy through the window. It's kind of hard to wrap my mind around it, but then it's not. Because basically this just shows the mentality of blacks in this country, the outlook that other people have on blacks in this country, that our life don't matter, and for lack of a better word, that we ain't shit, that we're nothing. I mean, can you imagine that he did that? And just calm and collective about the whole ordeal, whole situation. You just shot a 6-year-old. And then my other thoughts on that is the father's on there like, well, I don't know what to do. Literally, if that bullet would have went a couple more inches into that kid's body, instead of having a news report, he could have been at a funeral that very same day. Like, do we really think that the Asian aimed for his arm? That man just shot at him. Where the bullet may lay or where the bullet may went is pretty much is what it is. So had he killed that little boy, he didn't care. Now, where do you get that mindset to feel and think that you could do something like that? It just shows the perspective and outlook that I mean, it's a fact. Not only do we know that Black lives don't matter, or that we're valued less than other people of the other nationalities know it too. There's no way if that man thought that he would get jail time or that there would be some type of repercussion behind that, he wouldn't have did that. Can you imagine shooting a 6 year old? And then check this out. So to further show that, to uphold his mentality and his mindset, to show how the system works and why we don't trust the system, is he's charged for attempted murder, and his bond is $10,000, which we know you pay 10% of that, which is $1,000. Now I can't really get upset or really scream or yell too much about it because it's just ridiculous. But I'm just putting the facts out there. There's no way you can tell me that a man shot a 6 year old child. There's supposed to be some type of, in a just system, that would be some type of outrage or some type of, I don't know how to put it, some type of outrage that this man had the nerve to shoot a 6 year old child. But in this case, since it's a black person, and we know that black value is pretty much next to nothing or nothing here, the judge released him on $1,000 bond. So this is why I say we as blacks, we try to follow the rules, go through the justice system, do things properly, go through the paperwork, go through getting a lawyer. But then after we do all this fighting for justice, then something like that will happen. After you finally get it to the court level, they acknowledge it, and then when it comes to the sentencing or whatever power they have, it'll be used in the favor of the person that supposed to be defending themselves, which in this case would be this guy. So anyway, a bunch of people get upset, they get pissed, which they should have, and they, start calling down to the courthouse, phoning in, going down there. And so then the judge takes the man back and then makes his bond, I believe, $100,000, which means he had to pay $10,000 to get out. But my point to this is if everybody can get together and put all that emphasis or that pressure on them, then that just would have rolled by. So that shows you the natural process right there. Had no one said anything, had nobody called, had nobody went down there, then that's just what it would have been. For attempted murder, for a grown adult man shooting a 6 year old, $1,000 to get out. So, and even though the people got the bond raised, the judge needs to be removed, in my opinion, because, okay, she changed the bond, but that didn't change her mindset. That didn't change her mentality. The fact that she thought it was appropriate initially to set a bond for $10,000 for a man that just shot a 6 year old, possibly could have killed the 6 year old. In fact, the charge is attempted murder, and you set this man's bond at $10,000 to get out on $1,000. That makes me question your entire process. Like, something's not right with you. And we can always say this, and a lot of the time I will, good and well, if that was a black man shot a white little girl through his window, he wouldn't have got out on. He probably wouldn't have got out at all. There most likely, for shooting a child, there would be no bond set. But I want to turn your attention to this other video, because we're just all over. Like, they're showing black men, black community, that we'll punk you, we'll do you however we want to do you. And then, of course, like we do, Well, let me go ahead and play this other video.
This is a human. People in a mental health crisis. Americans with mental illnesses
Now,
make
this
up
right
almost
here.
a quarter of all those killed by police. And then,
just ways to humanize that interaction.
Now, that was a 6-year-old boy.
a police standoff on January 29th.
This is a 9-year-old girl
Rochester, New
here.
York police responding to a domestic disturbance on the city's north side. Rude, who was in the midst of a... What went wrong again in Rochester? And how could it have been different? We asked 3 experts on how teaches.
Hold on, wait a minute. Now I'm trying to.
Professor of African American Studies.
You're gonna be fine.
Stop.
You're gonna be fine.
I'm not getting no car till I see my dad.
Here, just stop for a second.
I want my dad. I want my dad.
Stop here.
Oh my God. Okay. Wait, my mom is pregnant.
You done?
My mom's pregnant. Oh, yes, we know.
Stop.
I want my dad.
Stop. You're you good? For sure.
I want.
I know. For us, Bob's still trying to play. Hey, get out of the street for me. Get out of the street. Get out of the street for me. Just stay out of the street.
Let me move it down to the first.
I want my dad. I want my dad.
Might be easier to just.
I want my dad.
One car out here.
I want my dad. I want my dad.
Take a breath. You're all right.
Stop.
Can I just see my dad, please? I want my dad. Wait, can I just please get the snow off of me?
I'll get the snow.
It's cold.
You've had your chance.
Get in the car now.
Okay? Okay? You've had your chances.
I want
What
my
are you doing?
I want
What are
my
you
dad.
doing?
I want my
You're gonna go to jail now.
I want my
Evan?
dad. Wait, I just want to see my dad, please. For the last time. I want my dad.
Get in the car.
I demand
Now, where's the empathy or the sympathy? We're talking about a 9-year-old girl here. This is a 9-year-old girl, y'all. A 9-year-old girl.
Stop here.
I want to. Oh my God.
Hey, get in the car.
Please no. No.
I can't find your dad, so you sit back and I close the door, okay? I will find your dad. So sit back. I promise. Look at me. Look at me. Look at me. Don't look anywhere else. I promise. Okay?
I'm telling you.
This is it. This is it, hon.
Get back in the car then.
Don't do it if you sit back. Come on. We'll fix them once you sit in the car.
I want my dad.
Come on. I'm gonna talk to you and I don't want to. Sit back. Sit back. Come on.
I want my
Yes. Otherwise, pepper spray's going in your eyeballs. Come on, let's go.
You notice they had handcuffs on this 9-year-old, handcuffs on a 9-year-old child.
I will fix it. I will fix it.
Why don't we separate him out?
I want to see my dad. Come on. It's all I need. Come on. Put your last chance. It's your last chance.
I want my
Last chance. I'm going to go get your dad.
I want my dad.
Come on.
I want to call him.
I will call him. Sit back. Come on. They are losing their patience. Okay? Come on.
I want my dad.
Come on.
They're losing their patience. They're losing their patience. Check out the sign right there.
I don't know her name.
Bradstreet, what's her name?
Sit back.
Dear, why don't you just stop for a second and take a deep breath? Hey, just stop.
I will get your dad.
No, you said that you were going to pepper spray me. No, please, no, stop. I got a bad one.
Just spray her.
No, I have
Just spray her at this point.
Stop.
Dear. I got her. I got her.
Okay. Now, when is it right to put a 9-year-old in handcuffs and pepper spray them because they're having a temper tantrum? Do we think that these individuals with like their children done like that? Do you think that they would mace their 9-year-old nieces or nephews and put them in handcuffs and mace them because they're having a temper tantrum? And then in other parts of the video, the officer was kind of manhandling this, and it's just so like I can't really express it because it's just so outrageous that they think that it's okay to do this. Think about that. We got three grown men, a grown woman, handling a 9-year-old child that's in distress. So you put her in handcuffs and then you pepper spray her. Like, this is what I'm saying. And then that'll go to court. They'll say it was justified, nothing was wrong with it. And then the officers, like I say, then they'll go home. What is the value of our children? Like, there's no other kids that you can pull up and you'll see um, this type of thing happening to them, where we have men, adult men, grown men, um, treating kids any type of way, and there's no repercussions. Um,
You know that you
I
can
want to
make
show
money
this
from YouTube without
other video.
creating videos. That's right. Then holding her just pulling this pop chaos, and then what some are calling a questionable police takedown.
This morning, a white Texas police officer on administrative leave after the cell phone video captures him pulling this 15-year-old bikini-clad girl down who is black. Slamming her head. Then holding her down on the ground.
Notice he told her on your face. Now, how was the procedure to go face first into anything?
Questions of excessive force as the officer is seen taking out his gun as two others appear to rush in to help the girl. The incident began outside of...
Look how they interacting and having fun with our kids' lives like that. Check that out. He rolling on the ground like he having just a hell of a ball time.
About several teenagers who did not have permission to use the community pool and
Over them being in a pool that they was invited by some of their friends. And this is how you react. Nothing violent, no murder, no fighting, nothing disruptive. They were at a pool that friends invited them to, that supposedly that they weren't supposed to be in, and this is how the police respond to our kids.
things started to turn really ugly really fast. There were a lot of kids and not a lot of cops, chaos, and then what some are calling a questionable police takedown. This morning, a white Texas police officer on administrative leave after the cell phone video captures him pulling this 15-year-old bikini-clad girl down who is black. Slamming her head. Then holding her down on the ground for several minutes. The situation prompting questions of excessive force.
Okay, so that's what I say. Like, I mean, I hate to say it, like, blacks, we always want to try to use the system, but it's the system that's doing this. Now, how is that appropriate, or how is that right for him to be manhandling this little underage girl? For one, she's a minor, she's underage, and then you see how he's handling her, and then telling her face down. And this is all over supposedly being at a pool that they're not supposed to be at. Guns drawn, running, chasing people. I mean, it's just ridiculous. And I don't know what happened because it seemed like it used to be a point in time when blacks was more like, if you do something to my family, if you do something to my cousin, if you do this, you say something about my mom, you do this and that. Black people would be ready to fight, right? Black people would be ready to, like, you know what I mean, go to war. You say your mama is, it's like wartime almost. And I don't know what happened there because I just be more and more shocked when I see these type of videos, especially the one with the Asian man who this dude shot your kid. And that's the other thing I'm gonna tell you about that. After he bonded out that day, he comfortably got in his car and went home, which is the neighbor to the dude whose child he shot. Now, what does that say to you? I shot your child, could have possibly killed your child, and and I'm a just go home, and I'm right next to you, right next door to you, right next door to you. So I don't know what happened, um, but we need to go back there because we see that the system isn't going to protect you or hold these people accountable. So you got 60-year-old grandmothers getting dragged out by their hair. You got women getting dragged down the steps. You got your kids getting pepper spray, getting maced, shot. Um, at some point in time, it's going to have to go past um, verbal. Like, come on now. Basically, they just pretty much saying that blacks are the biggest punks out of like all the men on the earth, pretty much. There's no other group of men that's their kids are treated like that. There's no other group of men where their women are treated like that. There's no other group of men where the men are treated like that. And what do we do? What do we do about it?